Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel as we continue talking about 1980s horror films and continuing with the year 1980. And today we're going to talk about another Italian horror film. This one had a little bit better results than the previous film. And this one's directed by one Bruno Mattei. And if you look this film up, sometimes you'll see it's under an alias name. You won't say his name, but he is the one that directed it. Sometimes these Italian directors would use alias names when they directed these films when they came over to the US. And this one is Hell of the Living Dead. And guys, I gotta say, their soundtrack, it seemed very like I had heard this soundtrack before. Oh, that's right. It's the Dawn of the Dead soundtrack. They literally used Goblin's Dawn of the Dead soundtrack for this film. It's very, very weird hearing the music from Dawn in a completely different film. Just, it's odd. Very, very odd. I will say that. But the film starts off pretty strong. The special effects are not bad. The zombies are not bad. Very reminiscent of Dawn of the Dead with the way they look and some of the practical effects that are used in the film. We have this facility that is doing some kind of research, and this gas leak breaks out, and of course everybody, they get infected. They turn into zombies. And it started like a really cool kind of beginning to the film. A little bit of a spoiler if you haven't seen the film, but this rat, these guys, they find this rat, it's dead, and it comes back to life. And these guys are like in the, those, the suits and everything when they go in, when they're doing testing, everything like that, like radiation type suits. And the rat gets into this guy's suit and just tears him up big time. And from there, we're off and running with, our zombie film. Now, we do meet this journalist, these two journalists, this man and this woman, and they're at this. I want to say it's like a this they're in this jungle. They're doing research. They're doing photography, doing research. Some of the the native villagers, and when it gets to them, the film breaks down just a bit. Well, maybe not just a little bit. It breaks down, for me at least personally, it breaks down. We do have, before we meet them, we do have like our SWAT team type group that comes in. And I swear the outfits these guys are wearing, I think they stole them from Dawn of the Dead as well. And but once we get to these two journalists, things break down. This team of like military guys, they meet up with this, the journalists. They kind of like, they figure, what, we're going to survive. They see what's going on. They're going to survive. They need to, to make their way to this facility, see exactly what is going on. And along the way, they get to this village, and the villagers, the local villagers that are there, like the natives to this jungle, this is where it breaks down. Okay, this is where I have a problem, because the film, it clocks in about an hour and 36, hour and 37 minutes, but it spends quite a bit of time. Like, I'd probably say a good half hour of the film is in this like village, and you're seeing a lot. There's this film, guys. I'll say they use a lot of stock footage from. You'll see like jungle animals, and you could tell that they're just stocked footage that they use from other films, other kind of videos that they were able to find when they made this film. Even with the with some of the villagers, things that are going on with the natives in this like little tribe, you could see it's stock footage because the quality just completely changes with the film. So it's like they're just trying to pad that runtime to get a long enough runtime, which is kind of unfortunate because the film, it has some interesting ideas. And when they, like I said, when they get to this tribal area, it just seems like it falls off. Like it was kind of like unnecessary. But once we get some zombies going again, things pick up, and from there we get to the end of the film. Now I was kind of like, okay, I'm kind of like on the fence with this one. I'm not quite sure what I think. It kind of has its highs and lows. When we get to the end, we get to the facility, there is a kill that happens to one of our main people that I was like, okay, that was interesting. That was one that I've never seen in a zombie film before. That was kind of cool. So overall, definitely a better film than Contamination. That one, just like I said, was a stinker for me. But this one, like I said, highs and lows. It comes out, it's not bad. It's not a bad film. Is it a film that I'll want to revisit? Possibly. But will I skip past some of those things that happen in when they go to this tribal village? I might have to skip some of that stuff because someone's like, why? Like, why is this stuff in there other than to pad the time? And like I said, adding those jungle animal shots in there too. That's just to pad the time for the film, which is, like I said, a shame because there are some pretty cool ideas within this film. But overall, the special effects, the gore, it looks really, really good. What you would expect for the time, and yeah, it wasn't a bad film, guys. Like I said, I like a little bit highs and lows. Will I revisit again? I'm not sure. Maybe over time. I mean, overall, I probably will revisit this one again at some point once it sinks in a little bit more what I really think about this film. But you can get a 4K. There are multiple 4K releases from different companies for this film. I was able to find it on Pluto streaming, so that was pretty cool. Able to find it once again streaming on these sites. I love it. Pluto, Tubi, on YouTube, even Amazon Prime. A lot of these films, obscure films, are popping up on these streaming sites. So that is a cool way to find some of these. That's really, really fantastic. But overall, Hell of the Living Dead, guys, it's worth, if anything else, it's worth checking out. It absolutely is, especially for one of our final kills of the film. And you'll know, I don't even have to spoil it, guys. You'll know exactly which one I'm talking about when you see it. It's quite unique. So, guys, like, subscribe, and comment if you get the chance, and I'll catch you in another episode. Take care.